Hey guys, so today I'm going to do my ridiculous, and I stress, ridiculous March wrap-up. I read a total of 42 books. I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't understand either. Basically, 15 of them were manga, so that might be a factor, but that's still, like, a lot that were books, you know. Some of them, though, were audiobooks that I listened to while I was at work. You guys know this. I work in the back in receiving, so I listen to audiobooks while I'm working. Otherwise, I am bored to tears. So, yeah. Basically, that's what's going on. And I'm not going to ramble too much because I have 42 books to talk about, and I'm probably not really going to talk in-depthly about any of these unless I have something something to say about them, but I'm going to try to keep this video as short as I possibly can. Again, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so, well, let's just get into this. So the first few books I read this month were when I did Zoe's 24-hour readathon that she did at the beginning of this month. I was finally able to participate because I was off work that day. Every other time she's done it, I've always had to work, so it sucked. And the first book I read for that was Children of Blood and Bone by Tony Adeyemi, and this was so damn good, you guys. Like, this was the first one I was reading, so I was reading this at early hours of the morning at 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. All that. I finished it at 5 a.m. or something, and it was so good. It was so addictive. I was tired, but I didn't feel tired while reading this. I felt wide awake because I just had to know what was happening and what was going on with these characters and just everything. It was so good, and I really appreciated the character development in it, and I like how none of the characters are necessarily good people, but they're not necessarily bad either. So it's very much everybody is morally gray. And I really enjoy stories like that because that's real life. Everybody is morally gray. There's no good or bad, technically. So yeah, I really, 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 really enjoyed this, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read, oh god, was Dot Journaling by Rachel Wilkerson Miller. I saw this at work and I picked it up because I wanted to get back into doing dot journal, which is actually what I'm reading this stuff out of because, okay, Goodreads is screwed up right now and it's basically not showing some of the books that I've read. And I hate it when it does that because that's what I use to track my stuff with is Goodreads. So when it's not working, it stresses me out. So that's one of the reasons I got back into dot journaling so that I can keep up with it. So basically I just have a spread of books I've read, and I just write them down and write down their star ratings on there so that I know. And guys, I am at 80 books for the year. Who the hell am I? Oh my god, I'm annoyed with myself. Not annoyed, but you know what I mean? It's just weird. Anyway, rambling, let's not do that. But yeah, so I picked this up and I really enjoyed it, and it's something I'll keep flicking back through and stuff to see how I want to do stuff, but I just really enjoy because it gives you a lot of ideas and stuff for your bullet journal. And I like how she does hers. Hers isn't very what was I gonna say? Pretty. She doesn't have a bunch of extra doodles and stuff. It's just very simple, and I like it. Anyway, so yeah, this was good. 4 out of 5. Yeah. I don't know. I don't read a lot of books like that, so it's just weird to talk about. The next book I read was Blood Promise by Rochelle Mead, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good, and I was tripping out through parts of it. Oh my god, the ending, I was just flipping my shit. I just couldn't even. I was just so freaked out. It was so weird. But it was really good, and I'm excited to read the next one. And then the next book I read was Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. I read Red Rising, God, was it in February? I've read so many books, you guys, I can't even keep track. But yeah, I read Red Rising and I really enjoyed it, and then I finally continued on with Golden Sun, and it was so good. Oh my god. Like, these books just, like, trip me out. And there was this one point when I was reading and I was like, oh, no! And like, that's exactly what I did. And my boyfriend was like, oh my god, stop, you're annoying. And I'm just like, but he's the guy, he's him, and just freaking out. And he's just like, okay, cool. But yeah, so, and I stayed up way too late one night finishing this, and I had work the next day. But, like, it was so worth it because it was so hard. Like, I say I stayed up so late. I stayed up till, like, 1:30. I don't have to be at work till, like, 9:15. So it's, like, not the worst, but it was not the best. But, yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be reading Morning Star in this month, in April, because it's part of my Owls, for the Owls readathon that's going on, so I'm excited. Yeah. Very good. Did I say I gave it a 5 out of 5? I gave it a 5 out of 5. Anyway, the next book I read is a weird one, and that's One Heartbeat Away by Mark Cahill. Don't read this book. Don't. I read this because my dad wanted me to read it because he wants me to go to heaven so that I can be with him, which is cool. No, but, like, it was fine. Like, it was a fine book up until, like, the last 2 chapters, and then it went very downhill because basically this guy is a complete homophobe, and he basically says that the only reason people turn out gay is because they were either molested as a child or they have a very bad relationship with their same-sex parent, and I'm just like, no, you're just fucked up and stupid and nobody likes you. So yeah, I was really upset about that, and I went off on my dad, and he was like, I didn't read that part, because before the last 2 chapters, there's basically this part in this book where, it seemed like right here, it's like, email me, let me know what decision you made, and basically a lot of people would think this is the end of the book, right? They wouldn't turn the page and see, oh, there's another chapter. So basically my dad stopped at that part and he didn't read on, so that's why he didn't know. But yeah, I was mad, and this is dumb. Yeah, and I'm only keeping it just because my dad gave it to me, but I didn't give it a star rating, and I think that the author is trash. So, yeah. And the next book I read was Kiss Him Not Me, Volume 1 by Junko, I think. And I took part in the Manga Madness readathon at the end of this month. By the way, I'm going through in, like, columns of how I read the books, and I have them separated from owned books to library books and stuff, so I'll probably go through all my owned first, or I don't know how I'm doing this, but I'll probably do my owned first and then go off to my library, so this is, like, something I read at the end of the month, but whatever, you guys don't care. Let's just keep going, because so many books. This is really cute. I watched, like, the first episode of the anime, and I thought it was really cute, and then I saw that we had the manga at work, and I picked a couple of them up for the Manga Madness readathon, and I really enjoyed this. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I think our main character is adorable, and I love the one guy. God, I don't know his name, but, like, this one, him, because he really liked her even before she lost the weight and everything. Like, he always liked her, and he was always, like, really sweet to her and everything, and I'm just like, can you be with him? Because he's just, like, he's a beautiful and perfect little human being. He's so nice to everybody, and he's just such a precious little cinnamon bun, and he just needs to be protected at all costs, because he's just so great, and I just love him. Okay, I'm done. So, yeah. And then the next one I read was Citrus Volume 1 by Sabatora, I think is how you say that. And this is basically about these two girls, and they become stepsisters because her mom marries her dad, but her dad is like super absent, so I'm like wondering how her mom even met her dad, because he like hasn't been around for like 5 years, and I'm just like, I don't understand. So I'm definitely continuing on with this manga just for that alone, but also because it's really good and I really enjoy these girls, but like, I'm so confused about that plot point. At this point, plot hole. It's plot hole because I just don't understand. But we'll see what happens. And anyway, and this is about them. And basically, she kisses her to shut her up because she's being annoying or something. And that makes her realize that she has feelings for her. And like, it's this whole thing. It's super cute though. I really enjoyed it. I love the art style in this. It's just, oh my god, this art style is just to die for. I love it. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed this book, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. Another book that I read, I don't own, but, I read it at work, and that is The Witch Doesn't Burn in This One by Amanda Lovelace. And you guys, that was so good. It was so good. I just read it on, like, my breaks during that day because we had just gotten it in. And I wasn't going to buy it, but I just, like, I grabbed a copy and I was just reading it on my breaks, and it was great. And it was really fun. And I gave it a 5 out of 5. I loved it, and it had some amazing poems and everything in it. Just, like, it speaks to my soul. I just love Amanda Lovelace's poetry. It's amazing, and she's such a fantastic person, so. Alright. And then, sorry, I'm so confused. Anyway, the next book I read was Citrus Volume 2. Are you surprised? And again, just continuing on with these lovely ladies. It's 4 out of 5. Whoop whoop. Okay, the next couple ones I read digitally, and I don't know how to pronounce this. Fashirta na Hatasimi Atorko. I don't know. Volume 1. Basically, this was a manga, and again, for the Manga Madness readathon. Basically, it's about this guy, and he is a housekeeper for this novelist, and just stuff happens. It's good. It's 4 out of 5. Okay. And then the next one I read was If You Hate Me That Much, and another 4 out of 5. Really good. If you guys are wondering why I'm not giving you details, I don't want to be judged. Okay. The next one I read was Kiss Him Not Me Volume 2. And this was super cute. This was like part of the story that I actually didn't know because I didn't watch any more of the anime, and this was so cute. And I really loved the continuation of like the relationships and the character developments and all the things, and I just think it's super, super cute. And I love this manga, and I will continue to buy it and read it, and yay. Okay. The next one I read was Window Beyond Window, and I gave that a 5 out of 5. You guys, it was so good. It was so good. I'm still like, it's basically about these two guys, and they've been best friends for a really long time, and they have like apartments, like their apartment buildings are like right next to each other, and both their windows are like, their bedroom windows are like, here's his building, here's his window, here's his building, here's his window, and they can like talk to each other and stuff and everything, and stuff happens, and it's so good. It's so good. Okay. What's the next one I read? The next one I read was Bloom Into You Volume 1 by Nakatian Neal. And this is basically about this. This is the a student council. She's like really high up. And this is a new freshman. And basically she goes out for the student council because, I don't know, there's not really a reason. I think she gets asked, or she doesn't she just wants to see what it's like, try it out. I don't know. Anyway, so she does, and they meet, and she falls in love with her. But she doesn't necessarily feel anything back. I mean, she feels very much friendly towards her and all that stuff. Anyway, it's weird to explain. You kind of have to read it for yourself. It's kind of one of those mangas. But I really enjoy this manga, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. It's really good. Alright. The next 6 books I read, we're just going to lump it all together because they're all the same manga. And that's The Tyrant That Fell in Love. I actually watched, like, the little short anime thing that this got, like, forever ago. And I found the manga, and I was just like, God bless. And it's so good. It's so good. It got to the point where I was reading, like, a couple volumes every night because it was just so good. There's still more, and I've just, like, put it off. I'm putting it off for now because I'm just, like, I just can't. I don't know. Anyway, I gave them all 4 out of 5. It's so fucking good. It's so good. Yeah, highly recommend. Highly recommend. Alright, and the next one I read was Bloom Into You Volume 2. Again, love this story, love these girls, love the art style, super cute, 4 out of 5, yay. Okay, now we're going over to the library books. Okay, the first one I read was Wire and Nerves Volume 2. Gone Rogue, which I got out from the library. I've already returned it. I gave it a 5 out of 5. It's so good. I go because, like, of course, and I just love seeing everybody, and I just loved the ending of it. I liked how it wrapped up, and yeah, I loved it. I thought it was super awesome and cute, and it didn't take me very long at all to read, maybe like 3 hours, so it was good. And then the next book I read was Legend by Marie Lu. I listened to the audiobook while I was at work, and let me tell you, that's a damn good audiobook. Like, if you're looking for an audiobook, I really recommend Legend, because it's so good. The whole series, because I listened to the whole thing this month, which we'll get to. Yeah. Which, you know what, let's just go ahead and say that. Yeah, so I read Legend, Prodigy, and Champion this month. I listened to all 3 audiobooks while at work. They're on Hoopla. BT dubs. Okay, let's move on. The next book I read was High School Debut, Volume 6. Again, another manga. I gave it 4 out of 5. Super cute. The next book I read, A Book of 1,000 Days by Shannon Hale. This is another audiobook I read while at work, and again, this is another audiobook I highly recommend because there's, like, singing in it, and, like, they actually sing, and it's great. I loved it. It was so good and so cute, and I really enjoyed our main character. I thought she was great, and again, I just loved the singing. I just thought it was so much fun, and I gave that a 4 out of 5. The next book I read was The Dragons of Nova, and then I also read The Rebels of Gold, which are the second and third book in the Alchemists of Loom trilogy series thing, and that's by Elise Kova. I gave both 4 out of 5. They were super good. I loved how it wrapped up. I love these characters, and I thought it was really good how it played out, and I'm just happy. I think it was great. There were some moments where I was, like, actually shocked, so that was good. The next book I read, guess what? It's another audiobook, and that's The Other Boleyn Girl by Philippa Gregory. I don't know why I was blanking on that. And it was pretty good. I actually had the physical copy out from the library, and I read, like, the first 76 pages, but then someone put a hold on it, those bastards, and so I only got it for the 2 weeks, so I couldn't renew it. So because of that, I had to take it back, and then I found out that the audiobook was on overdrive, and I was like, oh, that works better. So that's how that happened. Okay, the next book I read was Princess and Peak by Meg Cabot. I've just been slowly reading these. I read one pretty much every time I go to the library. I get the next one because they have them all. And these are just cute. They're fun. They're super easy. I get them done in a couple hours because of the journal entries. And it's just a really good, like, palette cleanser between books. And it's just fun. So, and I gave it 4 out of 5, because apparently that's... No, I gave it a 3 out of 5. That's right. Mia was fucking annoying in that one. I forgot. Oh my god, you guys. I wanted to kill her in this one. Normally she's fine. But in this one, she was annoying as fuck. Okay, moving on. The next book I read, oh, you guys. Whew. Is People Like Us by Dana Millay. I wanted to give this 5 out of 5 so fucking bad, and I would have until we found out who the killer was, and then that made me give it a 4 out of 5. I was so mad. Like, who they made the killer. Basically, that's how I feel about that. I don't want to spoil you, so just know that that's how I feel about it. And then once you read it and you find out for yourself, you can come go, with me about it, okay? Okay. But this is an amazing book. I actually have a review for this book that I wrote. I will link my blog post to that down below. And yeah. Sorry. The next book I read was Palace of Spies. Don't know who it's by because I didn't write it down and I don't have it with me anymore. I'm sorry. It was a weird name though, I remember. I gave it a 3 out of 5. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. I was really in the mood for like historical fiction this past month, and this was something that I had seen on like those historical fiction lists, and it was basically about this girl who has to impersonate this lady in waiting to the queen, or no, to the princess, and basically she has to like spy on the people for this guy or whatever. And I thought it was going to be so good. It's Victorian England. I was like, yes. And it just wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, so I gave it a 3 out of 5. Like, it was still a good book. It just wasn't, like, what I wanted. Like, it just wasn't as good as I was expecting. Anyway, I think I might continue on with the series. I don't know. The next thing I read was Something Strange and Deadly by Susan Dennard. I read this with Kristen for Emoji-a-thon. A lot of these books were for Emoji-a-thon, I just haven't been telling you. But I really enjoyed that one. That one was way more, like, on par of what I wanted when it came to the Victorian England stuff I was looking for this past month. That actually really hit the mark for me. And, yeah, I said 4 out of 5, but I'm thinking more maybe, like, 4.5 out of 5, because it was a really damn good book. There were a few things that I was just like, about, but, like, for the most part, it was really, really good. And I really enjoyed, like, the characters, and like I said, the setting. It very much captured exactly what I was wanting. And then the next thing I read was Thick as Thieves, which was that smutty book club book for the book hangover thing. And I ended up missing the live show, so it was kind of pointless for me to even read it, but I read it. I gave it a 2 out of 5 because it was not good. The sex parts were okay, but other than that, not that good. Anyway, very cringy book. The next 2 books I read are Destroy Me and Fracture Me by Tahara Mafi, the novellas for the Shatter Me series. I've been slowly working my way through this series. It's on Overdrive, so if you guys wanna, it's there, so you can read it there. That's what I've been doing. Anyway, I gave Destroy Me 4 out of 5, and I gave Fracture Me 3 out of 5. Destroy Me was a lot better, and I enjoyed it more. That might be because Destroy Me was longer. Destroy Me was like 100-something pages, whereas Fracture Me was only 60 pages, so almost like almost double the length, so that might have definitely been a factor. It might also just be like, just because like everybody else, I am becoming an Adam hater. Who knows? We'll see. I'm really excited to read Ignite Me, though, and see where the story goes. And then Restore Me. Hopefully I can just borrow a copy from work, because I don't think it's on Overdrive yet. And then the next book I read was The Valley of Lost by Emily Rada, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 6th book in the Del Toro Quest series. This is the whole bind-up of them, and I checked this out from the library again because I only had 2 left. I just wanted to finish it, so I have 1 left, and I plan on reading that today and finishing it, and I am so excited. I've actually already started that one. I am on chapter 3 of it. Oh no, I left the page! No! Why does this happen to me? Oh, you guys. Hold on, wait. There we go. Okay. Fixed it. Anyway, I gave that a 4 out of 5. Let's move on. The next book I read is actually one of my new favorite books of all time, you guys. And it's Stranger Than Fanfiction by Chris Colfer. I listened to the audiobook at work, and I cannot even tell you how good this fucking book is. It's on overdrive. Just to let you know. And I highly recommend the audiobook because Chris Colfer himself narrates it, and he does such a good job because, like, obviously, but, like, oh. It was so good, you guys. It's basically about this group of friends, and they're really obsessed with this show, Whiz Kids, and they all get together every week, and they watch it together. They also have a couple of friends that live, like, far, far away, in, like, other countries, and so they video chat with them while they're doing this, and it's so cute, and and there's so much diversity in it. There's a transgendered main character, as well as a black gay main character, and then we also have, I'm pretty sure she's Korean American main character, and it's just, there's so much diversity, there's so much, and I loved it. It was so good, and I love Cash Carter so much. And there's so many quotes in there, and that's the only reason why I kind of, like, wish I had read the physical version, just so I could have, like, gotten the quotes, because they're so good. But I can just look those up. That's not a big deal. And I just really, really, really enjoyed that book. And I actually have a review of it as well. So, again, I'm linking the blog down below so you can find all these things. It's just, I just can't. I'm so excited. I loved this book. And I just want everybody to go read it, because I think everybody can get something out of this. Because, I mean, we're all readers, and we all really love things, like, passionately. Like, that's what I think. Like, I think every reader loves something so passionately, and so I think this is something that everybody can relate to, because you can relate to that feeling of just loving something so much, and it just, oh, and I didn't finish what the plot is about. Anyway, so these friends, Topher has, like, done this road trip that they're going on, and they're gonna see all these sights and everything, and he invites the main character, the guy who plays the main character, Cash Carter, to come on the road trip with him, and he actually responds, and he's like, what time? And he's just like, and so he goes with them, and all these things happen, and everything, it's so good, it's so good. Please read it, please read it, please read it. It's, whew. Okay, I'm done. The next book I read, another audiobook, are we surprised? I didn't think so, was How to Train Your Dragon by Kristen Cornwell, I think is how you say her name. I gave that a 3 out of 5. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. I thought it was going to be way better. But it just wasn't. So it's kind of sad. I did really enjoy, like, David Tennant, who plays one of the doctors. He narrates the audiobook, and he does a really great job. But it just, like, the story, it just wasn't up to where I thought it was going to be. Like, the movie is so damn good. And this is one of the few cases where the movie was way better than the book. Like, way better. Anyway. And then the next book I read was Traitor to the Throne by Alwyn Hamilton. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I'm still shook. I'm still shocked. I don't even know. I don't know. I can't even believe that fucking ending. I'm so glad the third book is out, and it's at my library, so I can get it if I want to. I might take a little break, though, just because I'm just still like, But no, it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I can't believe some of the things that happened. And I am still screaming about it. Alright, and then, finally, the last book I read was Ruby Red by Kristen. Another audiobook I listened to, I gave it a 3 out of 5. Again, it wasn't as good as I was expecting with all the hype that series gets. I thought it was going to be a lot better. But it was pretty good. And I'm not big on time travel, so that could have been a factor into it, that I just really am. I really don't like time travel as a plot. I don't like time travel really at all. Which is funny because one of my favorite shows now is The Flash, which, I mean, yeah. Anyway, I guess I just don't like it in books. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, but it was alright. The audiobook was really nice to listen to. I really enjoyed listening to it. I just think that the story wasn't up to where I wanted it to be. But that also could have been the fact that it's the first book in the series and it was still introducing everything and making sure that we could understand what was happening and going on and Anyway, I tried to make this video so short and it's 30 minutes and I feel like shit. Okay, 42 books I read this month and woo! Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.